Hi everybody, this is Diane. I am busy working on ephemera for my faith journals. Um, so I'm just going to keep going on those and let you watch some of what I'm making. I'm making these little collages, I guess, with these vintage scripture cards. And I'll show you one that's already attached to the page. And it's just sewn to a piece of linen and a little bit of lace. And all of the lace pieces that I've selected came from my little scrap bucket of lace. So there's one, and there's one. So we're just going to keep going on these. I have this, I love this. I just had a small piece of it, and I don't know if I got it at a flea market or if somebody sent it to me, but it's like I think it used to be blue, but it's old. It's not coffee dyed, but I love it, and I thought this vintage blue card looked really nice with it. So I'm just going to add this piece of vintage linen. It was actually, I had already taken off and used the decorative portion of this linen piece, but the fabric itself is so nice, I kept it and I'm using it for things like this. So I just layer them up and then sew around the card. And I'll just glue that to the top of a page. For this one, I don't like sewing on this kind of a thick lace because sometimes the needle doesn't go all the way through it and it just kind of punches it down and jams up. So I am going to sew the card to the linen and then just glue the piece to the lace. This is my 3-in-1 or Fabri-Tac glue. I think my nozzle's getting a little bit clogged. Flip that over because there's glue on the back side showing through. So I'll flip it over while it dries. I also have these pretty scallopy shaped ones that aren't as old. I'm not even sure where I got them. They may have come in a Happy Mail. And I'm just going to do the same thing. I've got a piece of eyelet here. These are all scraps. I think I already said that. This is like my third attempt making this video, so I can't remember what I already said on this one. And I can do the rest off camera. You don't need to watch me do all of them. One of them is, I'm getting them all messed up now, but I have this piece of fuzzy blue rickrack that I think is really cool, so this one's going to be a little different. I have my blue card. Which verse did I want? This one. And how was I doing this? Like that. Well, I didn't catch the card in at all. So there's that one. The other things I'm doing are very, very simple. I'm not going to do this on camera because I already did the ones I want to. I just took some of the digital scripture cards that are just the right size for these white tags that I have and just did some inking around them and sewed them on. And I have, must be it's in the other book. Yeah, I already just put one in here, and I'll just add some seam binding or something to that. And the other thing are just these flips. Just a corner pocket, and you'd put something in there and then flip it up and you can write on the inside. And I just decorated them with, some of them have digital flowers and a little scrap of lace, and a couple of them have an embroidered flower on fabric with a little scrap of lace. This one has a butterfly instead of the flower. So I'm going to sew that to the page. Got one right here that I'm going to sew in this book. So that's pretty simple. You've seen these before, I'm sure. So you just, it's a square. This is a 4-inch square. And you just fold it corner to corner and get your triangle. And then open it up and sew it, or glue it, only on the bottom and the left side, or whatever side is on the edge of your page. And I have some things to put in there. I have a digital postcard with scripture on it. This is from Tsunami Rose, I believe. And I have a vintage Bible author's card with Mark on it. And it has a scripture, 2 of them, from Mark, the book of Mark. And then another little scripture card. Has a question, what verse tells of God's love? And on the other side is a verse that talks about God's love. So that can go in there. So that's the kind of, I want to really keep my embellishments rather simple so that the scripture is the star of the show, if you know what I mean. So I'll just sew these on whatever page I'm going to sew them on when I get to that. And there was one more thing I wanted to show you. I'm working on, one of these books is a little golden book. And I was trying, I'm not going to put all the pages in. I'm just choosing some to put in. It's not a story, it's got songs. And so I have taken some and I've sewn a little 1-inch strip of scrapbook paper, or glued, they're glued, and then just folded it so that it becomes a folio. But this one, I liked this song, I'll be a sunbeam. Jesus wants me for a sunbeam to shine for him each day. I used to sing this in Sunday school. And I wanted, it was on 2 pages because it has the chorus over here. But if I put it as a folio in there, then there would be something in between it, unless I put it in the center. But I thought to do something different, I would just cut this. It's a nice thick page. And it makes a good, I don't know if I'll put anything on the back for journaling or just leave it the way it is. But I wanted to have it attached to this page somehow so they would be together. So I saw this design on it and I just used my X-Acto knife and cut around that so that it's a slot. And I cut it big enough that this fits right in there very nicely. But on the back, it looks like this. So I have the title page from this book cut to just a smidge smaller than the page, and I'm going to glue all around the outside, and then when this slides in, you won't see it. So that's what we're going to do. I wanted to leave it open, unglued, until I explain to you what I did. So I'm just putting the glue on the perimeter, nowhere on the inside, because that card needs to slide in and out. I could put some glue up here, but I don't think I need to. The illustrations in this golden book are by Corinne Malvern, and I just love her pictures of little children. They just have such sweet faces. She did a lot of golden book illustrations, including Nurse Nancy and Dr. Dan. So, and Heidi. There. So that's a fun page. So I'm kind of, I have 4 different books that I'm doing. 2 of them are the same type of books. This one and this one. And the other 2 are very different. I had made this, I was making this a 3-signature journal. But I realized that my friend wanted a 2-signature. So I'll probably remove one of these. I'm sure she wouldn't mind a 3-signature journal. She's just trying to keep her costs down. But anyway, this is a small book. And then I have this one, which is always, the golden books are always different because you're putting in some of the pages. And so trying to make things that will go in all of the journals, like these and the tags and the little cluster things. But I'm going to focus on finishing these 2 and not really doing so much work in these. But I did want to prep those pages and show you how I made that little slotted pocket. I don't want to try to jump back and forth between 3 or 4 different types of books. So let's just see where we are in here. I've got that page done. I could stamp a scripture verse on this page if I want to. So we've got that far with getting things in there. I kind of want to use some edge decorations on the edges of pages. I don't even remember what DigiShop that came from. I think I'll put some page decoration here. It could be paper or fabric. I also have these fabric pieces that I want to make a fabric flip with. They might only work in these bigger one signature journals because they're pretty wide. I think these were from a fabric remnant at Walmart a long time ago. I've had them for a long time. So I'll leave that. I'm jumping around again. Do I want to put fabric or paper here? Like just a strip of torn paper. Well, I'm at my sewing table, so let's do fabric. I've got some strips here. That's a pretty delicate print, isn't it? And I'll just sew it on the edge. I think I'll put one on this edge too. Now let's find a page to put that fabric flip. This is a page from that journal that I just got in Happy Mail from Donna, a journal with the really fabulous pages in it. I was able to snip the threads and pull the pages out. I'll put the fabric flip right here. Got to do something to decorate it. I can't put too much across the top or I'd cover up part of the verse. I'm gonna get a little piece of ribbon that's thin enough. Got this blue velvet ribbon that's pretty. And a little piece of lace right here in that spot. Kind of wanted it to be bigger than that. Ooh. I've separated, kind of organized my lace pieces better, the way they used to be, and they got kind of messed up. And these are more like applique, like individual lace pieces. Maybe this heart would be cute. Oh, trust in the Lord with all your heart. Let's try that. Yeah, I'll just put that there. Okay, there's that piece. I had an idea for something for these little cards, and then I started using them up in the collages, but I still have some left. Maybe I'll do it on this page. I'll be going to grab some little envelopes. These are the cards. These are my little envelopes. Let's see which ones we want to use. Got the vellum. Got these brown ones. This is even it had buttons from a garment, you know, like the spare buttons. C.J. Banks. And then I could tuck a card into each of these. Might have to put something on that one to retrieve it, because that's a long envelope. And that way you can see the verses on both sides of these cards. Card still in there? Nope. Okay, so I think I will just punch a little hole and tie some baker's twine to that. Let me see how I can decorate those envelopes. There's my punch and my baker's twine and my flower binder. This is a tiny punch. I don't know if it's an 1/8 inch or what, but it's tiny. I tie a knot in the end so that it doesn't unravel, although if it unraveled it would be fine. Just would look different. Now you have something to grab to get that out of there. A little too plain. I want it to be simple, but maybe not quite this simple. So I've got my ephemera binder of flowers and butterflies and birds. Does this one have birds? Yeah. I don't have a lot of birds and butterflies because I don't use them a lot. I do use a lot of flowers. So I'm looking for my birds. See if I have some small enough. Oh, I guess not. Don't have any little birds. If I glue that there, I'll still have room to put one in there. Too big. Oh, I've got smaller ones, the same thing. One of the fun things about the Tim Holtz ephemera is you get the same thing in several sizes. That one's smaller. Oh, I was going to put something on that too. just look for a little something for that. Maybe a butterfly right in the center. That's a simple page, but it's fun. And I think I have enough scripture cards that I'm going to make a pocket with one of them. That's the one that's on the front. Oh, there's a little envelope. I need to do something in the back half of the book. This matches nicely with the colors over there. And I'm just going to glue this pocket on. So let's see what we have here. We have a tuck spot, another little tuck spot, and little pockets here. So we've got 2 tuck spots and the tiny pockets in the first half of the book. And probably just the one pocket in this half. And where did I even put that one? There it is. So we need some more in the back half. Probably put a library pocket here. These are tags and library pockets in this container. Look to see if I have any that are already decorated or created with my Cricut that I can use. With the matching colors. That one is on craft paper. It's got a lacy design. That's pretty. Got that one. I can flip it around so this would be on the outside. This is a big one. It's got a window. It's got music on it. I could maybe make a card with one of those antique psalm music books that I just got at the flea market and have something really pretty showing there. Or I could use that and put a card inside it. Oh, I've got these little booklets. I have to make something to put those in. And I have these I want to use. Oh, I've got a lot of these little cards. And I still have these. So I could put a couple of those in here. This one isn't colored on the inside. Maybe I want to put the bigger one on that. So I'm going to put this here. Get this out of my stash. Where'd my little booklet go? Here it is. What shall I do for this? Maybe I could just make a small pocket, or make a pocket for that, maybe cut it down a little bit and then make a second pocket behind it to put another card in it. Okay, I'm going to cut this a little longer than I need to so I can fold the ends in under so it'll hold this little bit of a thicker piece. So I'm going to cut it about there. And I will glue it down. Oh, I can't do that because I have to put the bigger pocket behind. Silly. Oh, these would make a good tuck spot, wouldn't they? Yeah. I have to do that. All right, I gotta find a piece of paper for the bigger pocket. Kind of like that checkerboard. And I can just leave that at the bottom, leave it on. So I'm going to cut it right there. Maybe I'll wrap this around it. Yeah. Need to cut it just a little more. It's cooler today because the rain made it cooler, but it doesn't feel cooler because it's humid. I am warm. Whoops, I didn't glue this part. I am not with it today. I am not with it today. All right, now I've got a pocket. Put that in there. I was going to cut that shorter so it would show, but I'll stick it in there like that. And I'll be putting some sort of card in there. I don't know. Oh my goodness. I really am not with it today. I don't know if this video will make it to my channel. I think it's fine now to glue this down. Glue around the edges, not the top, and not the middle. I'm glad I realized that before the glue dried. Otherwise, it would just be stuck on there. And now, I can put some sort of card in there. Phew. Well, maybe none of these videos will make it. Maybe you'll see the finished journal before you see any of the process, without seeing any of the process. So we got a lot done in this journal. And I think it's time for me to take a break and eat some lunch. And I will see you again in the next video. Have a creative day. Bye-bye.